Alto recorders generally have F fingering, meaning that the lowest note the alto recorder can play is F. For alto at pitch, that lowest F is notated as the bottom space on the treble staff. Here's how the lowest note on the alto recorder sounds. And here's the key on the piano that corresponds to the lowest space on the treble staff. They're the same pitch. That's why music written for the alto recorder in which the lowest space on the treble staff corresponds to the lowest note that the alto recorder can produce is called alto at pitch. Many pieces of music written for the alto recorder are notated this way. But wait! In soprano recorder method books, the lowest note for the soprano recorder is middle C. That doesn't make any sense. How can the lowest note on the alto recorder be higher than the lowest note on the soprano? The soprano is a smaller instrument. It clearly makes higher-pitched sounds. Well, let's compare the Fs. Here's the lowest F on the alto recorder. Here's the lowest F on the soprano. Those are not the same. The F on the alto is definitely lower than the F on the soprano, which makes sense. But what's up with the notation? Let's try playing the alto's octave higher F. And let's play the soprano's lowest F again. Hey, they're the same pitch. So the alto's at pitch top line of the treble staff produces the same frequency as the soprano's bottom space of the treble staff, meaning that the music for the soprano recorder should have an octave up sign on the treble clef. The 8 above the clef indicates that the notes should be played an octave higher than written. Let's check at the piano. Here's the top line treble clef F. Here's the lowest F on the soprano. Yep, same pitch. To reiterate, music written for soprano recorder always has an implicit treble octave up clef, and with good reason. If music for soprano recorder was written at pitch, the range of notes would include so many ledger lines. So, alto at pitch is a treble staff that is identical to the treble staff for the piano. Alto octave up, or the treble clef used for soprano recorders, is a treble staff moved up an octave. And done. But what about all the recorder music that has a normal treble clef for the top line and a treble octave down clef for the lower lines? The answer is all of this music is written at pitch, meaning that this note is middle C and all the rest should be played accordingly. But when you're playing on a standard set of soprano, alto, tenor, bass recorders, you shift this music an octave higher. You're effectively pretending that there's a little 8 on the top of the top line's treble clef, and you've knocked off the lower 8 on the lower line's treble clef. Renaissance and medieval music was fairly instrument agnostic. Pieces could be sung, played on viols, played on recorders, played on keyboard, whatever. The important thing is that the parts have the same middle C. You can set that middle C wherever you want, but the parts have to agree. Meaning, don't assign your sopranino player the bass part and your tenor player the soprano part, because their middle Cs won't agree. Also, you might want to think twice about having a bass recorder double your cello, since the bass recorder is sounding an octave higher than written. To sum up, if you're playing music on the alto recorder where the bottom space on the treble staff is the lowest note that the instrument can produce, you're playing alto at pitch. If you're playing music where the lowest note that the alto recorder can produce corresponds to 3 ledger lines below the treble staff, you're playing alto octave up. Happy playing!